My girlfriend said, "Just accept my criminal past or leave," after I found her record. I said, "Acceptance is important." Then her boss found the same record. When HR called her in, she discovered that I, 32 male, just discovered my girlfriend Bianca, 29, has been lying to me for our entire 2-year relationship. We met at a tech conference where she was presenting on cybersecurity. Smart, confident, making good money as a security analyst at a Fortune 500. I thought I'd hit the jackpot. Last week, I was helping her prep for a big presentation. She asked me to grab some files from her home office while she was at work. That's when I knocked over a box hidden behind her filing cabinet. Old documents spilled out, including court papers, criminal conviction, embezzlement, $75,000 stolen from her previous employer 5 years ago. My hands went cold. I read through everything. She'd been their accounts payable manager, created fake vendor accounts, approved payments to herself over 18 months. Only got caught when the owner's son took over and did an audit. Pled guilty, got 2 years probation, ordered to pay restitution. The kicker? Her current LinkedIn shows continuous employment. No gap. She's listing that company as a reference with fake dates that skip over her crime entirely. When she got home, I had the papers on the kitchen table. "So you found those," she said. Not even surprised. Just annoyed. "Bianca, what the hell? Embezzlement? You stole from your employer?" She actually rolled her eyes. "It was 5 years ago. I was young and stupid. I paid my debt to society." "Did you? Because your LinkedIn says you worked there until 2021, not that you were convicted of stealing from them in 2019. What was I supposed to do? Tell everyone I'm a criminal? I'd never get hired anywhere. So you lied? What if your current job finds out?" That's when her whole demeanor changed. Got right in my face. "They won't find out unless someone tells them. Are you threatening me?" "I'm asking how you sleep at night knowing you got your job through fraud." She laughed. Actually laughed. "Fraud? I'm excellent at my job. I've saved them millions in security improvements. They're lucky to have me." "Bianca, you handle financial systems. You have access to. Just accept my past or leave." She was yelling now. "I'm not that person anymore. Either you trust me or you don't." I sat there stunned by the entitlement. No remorse, no acknowledgement that lying on applications is fraud, just demands that I accept it or get out. "You're right," I said quietly. "Acceptance is important." She smiled, thinking she'd won. "Good. Now promise me you'll never mention this to anyone." "Of course. Your secret is safe." Narrate it wasn't. Update 1. I need to clarify something from my first post. I didn't immediately run to her employer. That would be petty revenge. What I did was much more strategic. See, Bianca's entitlement didn't stop at demanding my silence. Over the next few days, she became insufferable, kept making comments like, "Now that you know my secret, I own you, and partners in crime, baby." She even joked about having me help her optimize expense reports at her company. I realized she saw my knowledge as making me complicit, like I was now trapped. That's when I learned something interesting. Her company was switching to a new HR system, mass digitization of records. They were also implementing enhanced background check policies for anyone handling financial data. Apparently, they'd had a security breach last year. All employees would need to re-verify their employment history and submit to new background screenings. The email went out company-wide 3 days after our confrontation. Bianca came home furious that day. "Can you believe this BS? I've worked there 3 years and now they want to background check me again? Well, with the breach they had, I need you to do something for me." She pulled out a laptop. "I need you to create a website for my fake reference." "What?" "The company I listed for those years. It doesn't exist anymore. I need a basic site with a phone number that forwards to a Google Voice account. You're good with that stuff." The audacity. She wanted me to help her commit fraud. "Bianca, I can't. You said acceptance was important. This is accepting me, supporting me. Creating fake references is illegal." Her face went dark. "Fine. But if I lose my job because of this background check, it's on you. I'll make sure everyone knows what kind of unsupportive partner you are." That's when I made my decision. Not to expose her, but to let her expose herself. "Okay," I said. "I'll help, but I need all the details. Every lie you told, every date you changed, every reference you gave. Write it all down so I can make it consistent." She kissed me. I knew you'd come through. That night, she wrote everything down. Every single lie. Update 2. Bianca's entitlement escalated to impressive levels while waiting for the background check. First, she decided since I knew her secret, I should help her maximize opportunities at work. She started bringing home confidential client data to review. Massive security violation. When I objected, she said, "You're already an accomplice. Might as well benefit from it." Then she tried to access my finances. Since we were partners in crime, we should combine accounts. When I refused, she tried guilting me. "I trusted you with my biggest secret. Why won't you trust me with your banking?" But the real kicker came when she started threatening me subtly. "You know, if I go down, I'm taking you with me. I'll say the fake reference site was your idea." Who will they believe? The reformed criminal trying to better herself or her boyfriend who entrapped her? She'd rewritten history in her mind. She was the victim. I was the bad guy for knowing the truth. Meanwhile, I documented everything. Every threat, every attempt to involve me in her schemes, every confidential file she brought home. All while pretending to be supportive. The background check company was thorough. They called her old employer, the real one, not the fake dates she provided. The owner's son remembered her very well. Then they tried to verify her fake references. The company she listed? Dissolved in 2018, before she claimed to work there. The phone numbers? Disconnected. The addresses? Now a Wendy's. I know because Bianca came home in tears last Tuesday. They're digging too deep. The background check company left voicemails at numbers that don't exist anymore. "Just tell the truth," I suggested. "Explain about your past. Maybe they'll understand." She slapped me. Actually slapped me. "Are you insane? Tell them I'm a convicted thief? I'll be fired immediately." "So what's your plan?" That's when she showed me just how far she'd fallen. She pulled up the background check company's website. "I'm gonna hack their system, delete my file, submit a clean report." "Bianca, you can't. I'm a security analyst. I know their vulnerabilities. I found a backdoor during a routine penetration test last year." I couldn't believe it. She was planning to commit another felony to cover up her first one. "I need you to be my lookout. Come to the office with me tonight." When I hesitated, she grabbed my shirt. "You're in this with me now. If I go down for the background check, I'll tell them you helped fake my references. Your little documentation won't mean anything when I show them the website history from your IP address." Except I never made that website. I just let her think I did. Update 3. The office infiltration was set for midnight. Bianca had it all planned. She'd use her legitimate access to enter, then exploit the vulnerability to access the background check system. I was supposed to watch for security and create an alibi. I agreed to everything. Then, an hour before we were supposed to leave, I developed sudden food poisoning. Spent the evening loudly sick in the bathroom, mostly sound effects. "I can't go like this," I groaned. "I'll just slow you down." She was furious, but couldn't wait. The background report was due in 48 hours. "Fine, I'll do it myself, but you better back up my alibi." She left at 11:30 p.m. I waited 5 minutes, then made a phone call. "Hi, I'd like to report suspicious activity at my girlfriend's workplace. I think she's planning to break in." I gave them her name, her car description, and mentioned she'd been acting paranoid about a background check. Said I was concerned for her mental health. Then I sent an email to her company's security team from an anonymous account. "Check your penetration test logs from last year. Your analyst B. Morse may have retained unauthorized access." By 2 a.m., Bianca was calling from jail. "You set me up. You called them." "I know you did." "Called who?" "I've been sick all night. What happened?" "Security was waiting for me. They knew about the backdoor. They traced it to the pen test." "Oh my God, what were you doing there?" "I need bail. Come get me now." "Of course, babe. I'll be right there." I didn't go. Instead, I started packing her things. Final update. It's been a week since Bianca's arrest, and the full consequences have landed like dominoes. Her company's investigation revealed she'd retained unauthorized access from a legitimate penetration test. She'd been bringing home confidential client data. They found her home laptop. She'd lied extensively on her application about her criminal history. She'd attempted to access their background check vendor's system. The background check had already red flagged her for the embezzlement conviction and falsified employment history. She was getting fired anyway. The break-in just added federal charges. She was charged with attempted unauthorized access to computer systems, federal crime, corporate espionage, violation of her previous probation, identity fraud for the fake references. Her lawyer reached out asking if I'd testify about her mental state, claimed she was having a breakdown. I declined. But you're her boyfriend. You said acceptance was important. I accept who she really is, I replied. A criminal who refuses to take responsibility. The most satisfying part? During the investigation, they found evidence she'd been slowly siphoning client data to sell to competitors. She wasn't reformed, she'd just gotten smarter about her theft. Her parents bailed her out but disowned her when they learned the truth. Her sister called me crying, saying Bianca had borrowed $30,000 for investing over the past year. That money? Gone. Last I heard, she took a plea deal. 18 months federal prison, 3 years probation after. She's permanently banned from any job involving financial systems or security clearances. Her certifications were revoked. She sent one last message through her lawyer. He could have just accepted me. This is his fault. No, Bianca. You could have just been honest. You could have actually reformed instead of escalating your crimes. You could have taken responsibility instead of threatening and manipulating everyone around you. I didn't ruin your life. I just refused to let you ruin mine. To anyone whose partner demands you accept their criminal past while actively committing new crimes, that's not acceptance they want. It's complicity. Run. Quick final update for closure. The investigation expanded. Turns out Bianca had a whole network. 3 other security analysts at different companies, all with similar backgrounds, all feeding data to the same buyers. They called themselves the Reformed, criminals using their past experience to commit better crimes. The FBI got involved, 15 arrests total, hundreds of companies compromised, millions in stolen data. Bianca's trying to cut a deal by testifying against the others, still claiming she was entrapped by me. The prosecutors aren't buying it, especially after they found her detailed notes about every crime she'd committed, in her own handwriting, dated before I ever called anyone. Remember when I asked her to write down all her lies? She thought it was for fake references. Really, I just wanted documentation in her own hand. Turns out criminals can't help but brag, even on paper. My favorite part? The local news interviewed her old employer, the one she embezzled from. The owner's son said, "We tried to give her a second chance with just probation. She could have rebuilt her life honestly. Instead, she chose to become a professional criminal. I hope this time she actually learns." She won't. People like Bianca never do. They just get better at blaming everyone else. I'm in therapy, dealing with the trauma of dating someone who threatened to destroy my life for not enabling her crimes. But I'm free and clean, with no criminal record or complicity. Sometimes the best response to accept me or leave is to accept exactly who they're showing you to be and protect yourself accordingly.